Hey guys, Taryn here. So today I'm going to be doing another Storytime video. If you guys have been on my channel, you can see I have done a couple other Storytimes. There's one where I argue with my teachers, which might actually have a part 2 coming. And there is one where I explain the worst day of my life. So go check those out if you want to see some negative things that have happened to me. If you want to see something positive that's happened to me, stay tuned because that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So yeah, let's begin. So, as you guys probably know, as I've put it in my videos before, I am an art club. Art club has a lot of benefits because we get to go on a lot of art trips, and even if they're just like around the area, it's still really fun to be able to go explore things. You go get out of school for a few minutes and just have fun with my peers, you know what I mean? And I was very, very pleased when my teacher basically came up to us and was like, okay, I'm planning a trip for us to take. Here's the information. The trip was in New York City, and obviously I was a little bit nervous because the only time I'd been in a big city was for Boston, and that's because I had my surgeries there. So I was a little bit nervous, but after looking over the stuff, I was actually pretty excited. So she's planning a trip to New York City, that way we could go see the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Museum of Modern Art, otherwise known as the MoMA and the Met. These are very big and very, very popular museums, and I guess like a lot of people go to these every single day, but usually people from the area I'm in don't go see this kind of stuff. So it's something new for all of us, you know, unless you've already been there, which as far as I know, nobody had been. They might have been to the city, but not to those museums particularly. So my teacher had basically set up some kind of expectations. For our club members, you had to meet these expectations to be able to get the discount. Because whatever we had in our account that we had raised throughout the year, through doing different things like face painting at football games, we set up a booth at a local event, you know. We did these kind of things, and I helped out with most of them because I was just really interested in art, and I liked getting out and exploring and meeting new people and stuff. If you kind of helped with this kind of stuff, you had to help with like 3 or 4, and you went to so many meetings, which I think was only 5 out of the entire year, you could get this discount if you wanted to go on to it. So for people that were non-art club members, it was $100. This paid for museum entries, bus fare, pretty much, you know, transportation, I think it was only that kind of stuff, and, you know, just making sure we get there and back, you know, and make sure we have enough tickets for the museums, making sure that there's enough room for everybody, you know, and that actually isn't bad considering it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive from where I live to New York, so that was pretty decent for those kinds of members. But for people that were art club members like me, we only had to pay $60, which was epic. So my parents, I told them about it, told them about the layout. We're going to go to one museum, then we're going to go out to eat, and we get to explore while we eat, pretty much. And then afterwards we're going to meet up, we're going to go to the second museum, and then we're going to come home, or on our way home, we're going to get some dinner and all that good stuff, and then we're going to come home. That was pretty much like the layout. I'll go into a little bit more explanation as we go on. My parents looked it over, saw everything, they were like, okay, no problem, gave me the $60 that I needed, and gave me a permission slip. I brought it in, I was all set, I was on the list, I was a definite, nobody was going to be taking my seat unless I dropped. Everything was great, okay? And I was super pumped. My parents gave me $100 to spend down there. They told me, basically, get what you want for food, for gift things, you know, because they have the gift store, so basically get whatever you want. As long as you're going to use it, get it, you know, if it looks interesting, appealing, whatever. I was like, okay, great. I have $100 in my pocket. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be great. I think I actually saved like $10 of my own money to bring with me just in case too. So I had like $110 at that point. I was like, okay, I'm good. I have enough money. I'm pumped. So it was a Friday morning that we went, because it was the Friday before we actually had vacation, because it was in April. So I believe it was like April 17th. So basically it was set up that Friday, we would go on the trip, and then after that we'd have the weekend and everything to sleep, and then the following week we had vacation anyways, so we could just do whatever we wanted for that week. That was the plan. Teachers and everybody knew it. I was all set. So that morning comes around, and I'm obviously very nervous. Have to get up at 5 a.m. because we're leaving at 6. Very nervous, but very excited. I've never been to a big city for fun before, you know, and this is just all a lot to take in. And we go, we get ready, we go up to the high school because that's where we're meeting, is at my high school's parking lot. They're already boarding people onto the bus. I grab my stuff, say a quick I love you to my parents, and run to the bus because that's what they told me to do. Actually, they're like, just go, make sure you get on your bus, don't worry about us, we're fine. And I was like, okay, I love you guys, ran off. Got into the bus, actually got into like the second row seats because the first one was from my teacher, and then like there was a couple of other teachers from the school that were actually being chaperones, which is pretty cool because we had like little groups. And I got into the bus, sat down, had everything situated. I had my little about to say Ziploc, my little drawstring bag, and it had some food. I had like a couple snacks, like some Oreos, some Goldfish, that kind of stuff. I had a Gatorade bottle full of water, which I put into a Ziploc bag. That's what I was thinking, Ziploc. Put it into a Ziploc bag because sometimes those bottles leak and I didn't want it all over my stuff. I brought my tablet with me with my charger, or the charger for my tablet. I brought my portable charger for my phone, and I brought a sketchbook, pencil, obviously my phone for pictures and stuff. I brought all that stuff. I was good. And then I had my blanket, which was actually my dad's blanket. It was a Deadpool one. Because I told him I don't want to bring mine because I'm afraid to make it like lost or somebody might come onto the bus and steal it. And he was like, okay, just take this one. Like, no big deal. I don't care. So I took his Deadpool one just so I could cover up because I sometimes get like really cold and stuff. And I figured it would just be perfect for the chilly weather in the mornings and at night. Just be able to cover up with, be able to get a little sleep on the bus while we're riding. Perfect. Although on the way there, I didn't get any sleep at all because I was so excited. Like, I was tired, but at the same time, I was like, I am so pumped for this. And my parents, like, watched me leave and everything. We went on the bus. I was like, hallelujah, NYC, here I come. And the bus actually had Wi-Fi, so it was really great. So I was able to post on Facebook about, like, oh my god, we're headed to New York now, we're great, and stuff like that. I was able to post updates, and I was able to actually message my mom, too, which was great, and I was bugging her, telling her I'm really excited. Well, at one point, we were, like, driving along and everything, you know, and I was doing great, just looking out the window, enjoying the scenery, all that stuff, listening to people having their conversations, laughing, having fun. It was just great. And then I really, really had to pee. Like, really bad. And then we went onto this road that was, like, really, really bumpy, and I was like, oh my god, please stop. And I was, like telling my mom about it, and she was, like, laughing at me. And I was like, really, like, no. And then we actually stopped somewhere so we could get some breakfast, and so I could go to the bathroom. Well, I mean, there's pretty sure there's other people who had to go too. And yes, there are bathrooms on the bus, but I was all the way in the front, and those bathrooms are in the back, and I do not want to walk on a moving bus. So I was like, no, I'm okay, thank you. So just wait till we got there, I went to the bathroom, and then we actually went to a couple stores, because it was like this thing that had like bathrooms, and it had a few stores in it. And I decided that I was going to go to Starbucks, because that's where like everybody was going. They were getting coffee, they were getting something to eat, all that good stuff. And actually it was pretty interesting, because my teacher actually told us for breakfast, she would pay for us. I believe it was just breakfast. She told us that basically that would cover the cost. What we paid to go on to the trip would cover the cost for breakfast as well. So perfect. She told us each $5. Spend $5, get yourself something to drink, get yourself something to eat. Awesome. So I actually got some hot chocolate because I don't drink coffee. I've tried it. I think it tastes gross. It's not for me. So I got some hot chocolate because before this, I've never had Starbucks before. So I was pretty excited to try some of their hot chocolate. And then I was looking at some of their foods. They don't necessarily have breakfast foods at the one that I went to, but they had this chocolate croissant, which looked delicious, and I got it. I got hot chocolate and a chocolate croissant for my breakfast. I mean, I had eaten at home, but it had been at least like an hour or two since then, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, this is delicious. Just put it on the tab with everybody else. My teacher paid for it. We left, got back onto the bus, and we started heading. And actually, the girl that was sitting next to me, I felt bad for because we took off, and they have like little trays in front of us that we can like set stuff on. Well, the little hole wasn't big enough for our cup, so I literally had to hold my cup in either my lap or set it on there and hold it in my hand. Well, she hadn't realized that it would like slip off so easy, and she spilled her coffee. It like fell off and spilled it everywhere. And I felt so bad for her because it was just all over the floor, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And I felt horrible. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know. And she, like, the teacher helped her clean it up. Everything was great. I mean, it wasn't my fault, so I don't know why I felt so sorry. It was just like, you just spilled your coffee. But anyways, the rest of the trip was great. You know, we kept going. I ate my food. It was delicious. Oh my god, the chocolate croissant. Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so delicious. If you guys go to Starbucks and they have a chocolate croissant thing there, get it. It is thebomb.com. It is so warm. The chocolate is so creamy and delicious. Oh, their hot chocolate also was pretty warm. It actually stayed warm for a little while. I didn't have it long because, I mean, I was thirsty, but... and I forgot. I didn't forget, but I just didn't want to keep getting in and out of my bag for my water. So if I was, like, really, really thirsty, I'd take a drink, but otherwise I just kept it in there. So I, like, sucked that down because I was had a little bit of a chill, because it's, like, a chilly morning, you know? It's starting to transform into spring. So, you know, I really liked it. It was really good. Texting my mom, taking pictures, all that stuff. It was a grand time. I was having a blast. And then we crossed the bridge, and we see New York. The buildings there are so tall. It was so beautiful. We were actually, like, on the bridge, and there's a bunch of water. And then if you look across the way, there's a bunch of buildings there. Oh, my God. It was breathtaking. I thought it was so beautiful. And I held my phone up to the window, was taking some pictures. I sent them up to my mom, and I was like, oh, my God, look, this is so beautiful. I'm so excited. She was so happy to hear that I was having a good time already before we even got into the city. We got into the city. I was very fascinated by the tall buildings and the amount of people there were and how many different languages were spoken, how many different cultures were living in one place, you know, and just to see people that were friendly, some people who were not so friendly, but I didn't have any encounters with anybody that was unfriendly, thankfully. I just saw the way that they were just kind of walking along, talking on their phones, they looked angry. Maybe they are friendly, they're just having a bad day, I don't know. But everybody that I came in to contact with was actually very friendly. Smiles, hi, that kind of stuff, you know. So yeah, so we get going, and we stand there, get into our groups and everything, and it looks so amazing. The buildings and everything, they're so tall, but they're so beautiful, and I guess it might just be me, but when I was there, the tall buildings and everything made me feel safe, and it was such an amazing view. It was just so different than what I'm used to, you know? I'm used to a little small town, and to see so many people walking on one sidewalk and the tall buildings and the venues going on the side of the road, it's like, holy crap, this is amazing, you know? So it was very fascinating. And then we went to the Met first. So we went across the building to the Met, and they have like this big flag thing that comes down, and it says the Met in white letters. The background is red, and then they have something next to it that says some words that I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. And you go across, like, in front of it, and then, like, you go to the right, I believe. And they have a little entrance there. Since we were in a group, we didn't really have to get any of our bags checked or anything, but if you go there and you have a bag, they want to check it just to make sure you're safe. Because they didn't have to check ours because we're in a school group, and the school had already checked our bags, to basically just make sure, like, they didn't check mine, per se. They just basically told us, make sure you bring certain things, just don't bring anything harmful. And I'm pretty sure they would recognize if we did, you know what I mean? So we just went ahead, and if you had a bag, you just put it into a drawer. But I left my bag on the bus because I was too lazy to actually carry it with me, because I was actually kind of heavy for a drawstring bag. And I was like, no, I really don't want to have to carry that. So I just sat there. This woman came and explained to us about what the Met is about and all that stuff. And we went and explored in our little groups. So basically, I had this friend who, I was a junior at the time, like earlier this year I was a junior at this point, and I had a friend who was a senior, and this person was born a girl but was transgender, so I'm going to refer to this person as he, because that's who they were trying to become. They were trying to become a man. So his mom was there, and I was in a group with them and a couple other people that I had known from art club, and just people that hung out with people I hung out with before. They were really nice and everything. So, sorry, I just kicked something. So yeah, we basically went off, and we decided we wanted to go check out, like, the Egyptian thing, you know, and it was really big. Let me just tell you this. If you go to the Met, you are not going to be able to see everything in that museum in one day. You'll have to go back day after day after day to be able to see everything. It is that big of a museum. It is huge. Trust me, when you walk through there, you can almost get yourself lost. If I wasn't with the group, I would have. Because I am so horrible at actually watching where I'm going. I just remembered I have to do something really quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, so we basically decided we're going to go to the Egyptian one. And I decided to stay with my friend and his mom. And the rest of the group said they're going to go by themselves and they're going to make their own little pod, I guess. So they're going to go check it out. So I stayed with them and we like looked around and stuff. I took some pictures and it was so beautiful, you know, just seeing all this art and getting to learn more about like the Egyptians and stuff. It was really cool. I don't remember all of the exhibits that we actually went in, but we went through a few of them, and it was just really, really cool. It was a lot of fun too. And then we basically walked through it, and I was taking a ton of pictures, and everything was so beautiful. And then we went to the gift shop, and the gift shop has tons of books, has a ton of stuff. I was looking through, I was going to get a shirt, and then I decided I was going to get a water bottle, which, hold on, I actually still have it. Okay, here it is. It's see-through. It says the Met on it. It has this little thing that comes up, so it's a straw. I actually used it a day or two after I got it. It works pretty well. I just kind of keep it as a keepsake. I have so many water bottles right now. I need to really go through them. I keep it as a keepsake. I'll probably end up using it in the future, though. Sorry, I just bumped in the camera. But that water bottle was really cool. I thought it was epic. It was only like, for a museum, it was actually pretty cheap. It was like $10, though. And I was like, I use water bottles a lot. A lot of my water bottles tend to break really quickly, so I have to change through them a lot. And so I was really happy to find this one, and I was like, that's amazing. So I got it, and then we had to go meet up with the rest of the big group. You know, like, so basically everybody that went on the trip. Because we went into these little groups to be able to go through the museums and be able to walk through New York and stuff with. But the big group was basically just everybody who went on the trip. So we had to go meet up with everybody else. And then we took the bus a little further down, so we're closer to the MoMA now. And basically we were told, okay, you can go get some lunch. So as a group, we had to decide where we wanted to get some lunch. And we didn't know. And we looked up some, like, places close by, and we found this one that was called Pizzarte. I called it Pizza Art for so long, but then I realized after the second Z, there was no A and then Arte. It was literally Bizarte. You know? So I believe it was something like that. And we thought, the way that it sounds like it'd be more of, like, a child-friendly kid place. It was not. But I'll get to that in a second. So we started walking through, and, you know, walking down the road, I was looking around and stuff. I saw so many beautiful things. Saw a lot of people pass by us speaking Spanish, English, different languages. And it was so beautiful, you know. People just seemed so friendly. Some people were more to themselves and a little bit more shy and wouldn't really make eye contact with anybody. But you could still tell they weren't, like, the, like, nose in the air type. They were, like, friendly. So basically, like, we went through there, and my friend there, he said that he wanted to get halal boys, and his mom was like, okay, sure, we'll find it, we'll get it, because apparently, like, he had gotten it in the past. And I was like, you know, and I was like, okay, sure, you know, and the rest of the group was like, okay, and he felt bad. He didn't want to get it by himself. If that's, like, all he, like, if he was the only one getting anything, he would just wait. And I was like, no, I'll get something with you so you can get what you want. So they ordered, like, I think he ordered, like, shish kebabs or something. It was like a chicken shish kebab or something. And then I ordered a cheeseburger, I think. And it came up, like, it was, like, so basically Halal Boys, I forgot to explain this. Halal Boys, it's just this little, like, side menu. So basically, it's like not a side menu. It's a street cart. That's what it's called, a street cart. Basically, like, you go up, and this guy was like, okay, what can I get you today? And he had, like, this really thick Spanish accent. And he kept speaking Spanish, he kept speaking certain Spanish words, and I actually knew a little bit of Spanish because I'd taken Spanish classes in middle school, and then I did freshman and sophomore year, but I decided not to junior year just because I wasn't that into Spanish, and I wasn't that good at it, and I didn't want to continue something that I wasn't interested in anymore. But thankfully, I'd taken the basic classes, so I pretty much knew what he was saying when it came to, like, foods and stuff, because, I mean, I'm a foodie, obviously. I'm going to learn those words first. So, yeah, and, my friend ordered theirs. He got his first. You know, everything was fine and dandy. And then I got mine like a few minutes later, because actually it wasn't a few minutes later, it was a little bit longer than a few minutes. We had to wait for a while because like the guy was making food. Other people come up, people like, okay, what can I get you? They tell him, he'd be like, okay. He continued making the food. He gave me mine, and then made theirs, and everything was great. I felt bad for actually making them wait for so long. They were like, oh, no problem, everything's fine, So we like leave after I get my food. I start eating it. It's very greasy, but it's very delicious. Oh my god, that cheeseburger was like, it was heaven in my mouth. It cost me like $5-6, and at first I was like, that's a lot for a cheeseburger. But I mean, you go to like McDonald's and it costs like $5 for Big Mac. So I mean, well, at least it does where I live. What does it cost for Big Mac where you guys live? That's like what it costs here. And I heard like prices vary in different places. But anyway, yeah. So I got the burger, and it was a double cheeseburger pretty much, and it was stuffed with things on it. It had different vegetables like lettuce, tomatoes, it had all that good stuff. And I took a bite, and it was so delicious. It was a thick burger. It was so delicious. Like I said, heaven in my mouth. I'm sorry, I'm fangirling over this, but it was so good. And then we walked a little bit further, and we went inside to this Pizzarte place. And we went in, and they were like, okay, how many people are you? Okay, and they're like, well, we'll take you upstairs, because it has like a bottom part, and I think the bottom part's pretty much a bar. You can go there to like drink alcohol and stuff. You can actually see the guy making pizza, putting it in the oven, taking it out, all that good stuff. Well, they took us up these stairs, and actually before we were able to go up the stairs, me and my friend had to actually go outside and finish our food because they didn't want us having inside food up there, and we're like, okay, no problem. So like the rest of the group went up there, and me and my friend went outside. We were chatting for a couple minutes, finished up our food, found a trash can to throw it in, and then they actually had bathrooms up there, so we went up there and washed our hands off because, I mean, when you go to a street vendor like that, you have to expect that your hands are going to be a little bit greasy after it. So I wasn't, like, he was very particular about it. Me, I didn't really care. But, I mean, like, I cared, obviously, because it's gross, but I wasn't so, like, angry about it, you know what I mean? So we went up, washed our hands, we found a table with a couple of our friends, and, they didn't want any more. He was, like, good. But I was like, yeah, I'll take more food. So basically we got this, like, little calzone thing, and it was ham and cheese. And I usually don't really care for ham and cheese, but I was like, you know what, I'm on a trip. I'm going to try this, see how it is, because my other two friends wanted it. At the time they were dating, I think they broke up now, but at the time they were dating, and they wanted to try this. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll try it with you guys. And it actually kind of worked because we were able to split it into 3. And let me just tell you, I cannot get over this experience right here. I have never really been to a fancy restaurant before because that's just not who I am. I'm not one of those people that literally likes to spend outrageous for food and barely get anything on my plate. I like to spend outrageous for food and get like 50 bags full of food, you know what I mean? So it's kind of different for me. But the waiter would come over, he grabbed our napkins, we have like a napkin sitting there, and like a little glass of water. We had our silverware and everything. He came over, switched out plates for us, put our silverware down. He took my napkin and put it on my lap for me. When I drank some of my water, he would come over and he would fill it for me. Even if I only drank a little bit, he made sure it was full all the time. So he saw it was like at least a bit empty, he came over and filled it. And I felt so pampered, and it actually made me feel kind of good. I was like, yeah, I'm living the life. Woo. I don't know what that was, but it was something. I was like living the life, I thought it was pretty cool. They brought our food, we split it into 3s, we sat there eating it and laughing and trying to be professional, although we all know we're not. Yeah, and it was just a lot of fun. The calzone was actually really good. Although the place was very fancy, like I said, we thought it would be more kid-friendly. And it was actually pretty expensive. Just for that, it cost like $21. But thankfully, my friend's mom said that she got it. She paid for all of us. Because what my teacher explained basically was that with lunch and stuff, she paid for your breakfast, you paid for like lunch and dinner. Which, I mean, that's why she told you to bring extra money, was to kind of do that kind of thing. So I was expecting to have to pay, it was like $21. So I was planning to pay like $6-7 for it. But then my friend's mom basically tells us, oh no, I got it. I'll pay for it on my credit card. Don't you guys worry about it, I got this handled. And we're like, oh, thank you, that means a lot. So we didn't have to pay for our lunch. Well, I mean, I had to pay for part of it. Just I got extra because I'm a pig. I had 2 lunches. Then after that, we kind of like went through and just like walked around the streets a little bit, looked around, and then we actually went to the MoMA. And we were standing there waiting for like the rest of the big group. And basically my friend's mom told us, okay, go ahead, you can go into the gift shop because it's like right there. So we went in, we're looking around and stuff, and we got some stuff. I actually got a Museum of Modern Art t-shirt. Hold on, I'm gonna find this. Okay, so this is what the t-shirt looks like. That is so cool, isn't it? If you guys can't tell, right there's an MOMA, stands for MoMA. Like I just thought, wherever. So yeah, it was pretty cool. My leg is sore. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I got that, and I was like super excited about it. And then we went and then we looked around. Oh my god, the place was beautiful. I actually remember before we went onto the trip, I kept talking my mom and dad's ear off about it. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited to go on this trip. I'm so pumped. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I told them about how, like, the museums and everything we're going to, they were at the papers, but I still kept telling them that kind of stuff anyways, just because I was like, I'm so excited. And, I mean, that's why I keep starting with my words. It's just because I'm still excited about it, even though it already happened, you know? I'm still excited. And I remember telling my mom, and she remembers it too. I told her, the MoMA, basically the way that my teacher described it, is where you see famous paintings. You're going to see Van Gogh and Picasso and people like that. I told her, the one painting I really, really want to see in person is the Starry Night painting by Van Gogh. That is a really popular painting. They bring that up in school a lot, like art classes. There was ones we actually saw in my English class because we're doing something with poetry and stuff. And I told her that's the one painting I really want to see. And guess what? My dream came true. We actually went through her, like, walking around and stuff like that. And I was walking with my friend and, like, his mom. Because the rest of the group decided they were going to basically, like, just group together and go. And, I mean, my chaperone basically was like, okay, go ahead. Well, I wanted to stay with, like, the adult. Because I'm scared. So I stayed with them. And we went through, and it was so amazing. It was a Friday night that we actually went, though, and I guess Fridays after 4 at the MoMA, you can get in free. It's like free admission and everything. You can get in, whatever. So we went. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. It's bugging me for some reason. I think I'm in the middle now, whatever. But yeah, so that's just the way it happened. You know, and we ended up splitting the group in half. So me, my friend, and his mom decided to walk around, and there was, like, this big group of people around that painting, and I was just, like, still fascinated, like, I could still see it, and I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome, and I really wanted to get a picture of it, because, like, I could put that in my scrapbook and stuff, which actually I did print off pictures from this trip, and it is in my scrapbook, so that's awesome, and I was like, oh my god, I wish I could get a picture of it. And my friend's mom was like, well, just push your way through the crowd. I mean, you're small enough, you can get through. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want people to, like, try running me over or something. And my friend's mom was actually, like, she was really tall. So she's like, okay, let me see your camera. So I gave her my camera, and she took it. Well, it was actually my phone, but still, same difference. And she took it, and she took a few pictures for me. She took a couple zoomed in, one where it's, like, not zoomed in, and handed it back to me. It's like, okay, here, and I looked through them. I mean, like, obviously, like, when things zoomed in like that, they're not going to look like the greatest. Well, by the greatest, I mean, they're not going to be, like, 100% perfect. I mean, no picture is exactly perfect, per se, but they were still really awesome for me, and I was, like, still really excited about it. I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. We walked by, I was, like, still so fascinated by it, watching other people take pictures of it. I was looking at the painting itself. I was just, like, really pumped. We saw a bunch of other great stuff there, too, and it was just, like, the artwork was amazing. I couldn't believe how talented people are. Like, holy crap, dude. You have a lot of talent. And then, we actually had to take the escalator a couple times to get to, like, a couple different floors. And I did go to Boston once for fun. I went to the Boston Museum of Art, and that was the first time I actually had an encounter with the escalator. And I was very, very afraid of them because I did not know how to get on and off of them. I struggled to do both. So yeah, it freaked me out. But this time, I actually had a really good experience with escalators, except for this one point. I was trying to stay with my group. You know, I was trying to, like, there's this giant group of people trying to get onto the escalator at once. So I was trying to stay with my little group, and I went to, like, get onto the escalator, and a couple of girls pushed past me, like, literally shoved me out of the way and went in front of me and went onto the escalator. I was pissed, obviously. I was like, the fuck? But, you know, like, I didn't say anything. I actually didn't say anything. I was just, like, kind of annoyed, and I just went on it anyways. And my group was, like, right there in front of me, because the girls, like, moved over, apparently. And I just went in front of them, caught up with my group. Everything was great after that. It was actually kind of fun, and to, like, see everything, though, because we're actually walking across, like, this thing. You go from, it was, like, almost like a, I guess it's almost like a bridge thing, but it's, like, inside, you know? And it basically, like, it has a see-through bottom, so you can see through, like, see-through to see, like, what people underneath you are doing. And it was just, like, it was really, really cool. And if you look off to the side, it has, like, railings on each side you can go over. It had, like, a helicopter. Like, it was, like, set up there on, like, strings and stuff holding it up. It was really, really cool. I was very fascinated by it. I was like, holy crap, that's really awesome. You know, like, wow. And that was, I saw it like twice or more, because I actually have a couple pictures of that. We were able to actually go outside, and they had some things out there which was like really amazing. I saw a giant flower thing. We actually saw it from the inside, and then I got a picture from the outside, although it was like, I had the sun shining in my eyes, so it wasn't like 100% good, but like it was still good, you know what I mean? They had some things outside as well, and then they had a little part where you could just go out there and sit and chat and stuff, and we were tired, so we decided that we looked through most everything that we could get to. We decided to just go out there and chill for a few minutes, and then after that we had to go back and find our way back to the front, go find our big group. Once we got there, basically like they were signing us out and everything, we were told, okay, go ahead, we have time, go back to the gift shop. So we went back to the gift shop, and I actually saw this book that talked about like the museum and New York and stuff like that. I thought it was really interesting, and I was gonna get it. I think it was like, I don't know, $9-10, and I was like, sure, why not, you know? And then I got in line actually to like get it, and then I like looked, and it was in French. I don't I don't know how to read French. I was like, ugh. I think I ended up getting, I think that might have been at the same time I got the t-shirt, I'm not sure, but like there was one point where that happened to me. And I was looking through, and they had some like really cool stuff there, and it was just like amazing, you know, on the amount of stuff that they have. And I mean, obviously the museum's gonna be like a little bit more expensive, but this actually was pretty decent about their prices, because that shirt, it only cost me like $30, I think, and usually for like gift shops they want like 50 or more, and I was like pretty pleased with that, you know. I mean, for like some of my wrestling shirts I pay like 20-25, so I mean, I'm getting that at a museum in person, no shipping, you know, so it's pretty decent. I was pretty happy with it. And then we basically had to go wait outside the museum, and it was still like, it was starting to get towards nighttime, you know. It was like, I don't know, 6 o'clock or so. We're all really tired and stuff, and we find the bus, we get onto it, and we start cruising. And I took a couple pictures as we're walking out, or yeah, well, not when we're walking out, when we're driving out of New York. We went through this tunnel, and I took a little video of it, and I mean, you can hear some what people are saying, not like clearly, but you can still hear somewhat. As far as I know, there's nothing inappropriate in that, though, because I'm actually going to be showing you guys a bunch of pictures and stuff like that from the trip. So after this, you're going to be overloaded with a ton of pictures. They are not in order of like where I went or anything. I mean, in a way they are kind of in order, but I don't know which ones are from which museum. So you're just basically going to see a bunch of pictures. I mean, some of them are going to be a little bit blurry though, because that's actually when I got my phone. It was still new to me, and I didn't really know how to like use it the way I should have, so sorry. But anyways, yeah, it was like a lot of fun. And we like were heading off and stuff like that. And actually something that I forgot to tell you guys. So basically the booster club from around here decided to help out our trip. So they actually gave some funds towards it, and because we got some extra money, she was able to actually give us money back. So she gave us $20 for gift shops and $20 for dinner. So that was pretty cool. Well, actually, yeah, I believe so. I believe it was like $20 for gift shops, $20 for dinner. So that was actually pretty cool. She gave us some, she's actually able to give us some money for that kind of stuff. And I mean, that's obviously like why you brought some of your own money too, but having that extra was pretty epic. So now I had between $140 and $150 to like spend that day. When I came home, I think I wound up with like 90 something dollars, which actually like wasn't bad. It was like 80, late 80s, early 90s, I believe, for like money I had. So yeah, it was pretty good though. I didn't spend too much, but I spent enough. Like, I could have spent more if I wanted to. My parents wouldn't have cared. They told me, if you want to spend all of that, you go right ahead. It's up to you. Because basically they told me, whatever you have left, you get to keep. So it was up to me. So I spent what I wanted to. Well, you know, we were driving along and everything. I think it was like, I think it might have been like on kind of like the border of like New Jersey area, because that's where my sister came from, was New Jersey. So we actually stopped somewhere there, and there was like this little place where you go in. They have a Burger King and a couple pizza places. They actually have this little store thing where you can get little keychains and stuff like that. You can get food like chips and candies and stuff. They have a little store there. We're trying to sell some like electronic stuff like earbuds and that kind of stuff. I don't know. And then they also had like where you could go up this little escalator thing, and it had a vending machine, some kind of like claw game I think, and a couple bathrooms. And the majority of us really had to use the bathroom, so we all like ran up there. I'm sorry, like my shoulders and stuff are hurting, so I'm just changing positions to get a little bit more comfortable. So yeah, so what happened was we looked around and everything. I went to the store, looked around, and then I decided, you know what, I'm pretty hungry, because I think they said we had like half an hour, 45 minutes to stay there so they'll be able to eat, and then we had to get going. So basically you had time to be able to explore, eat, and then if you didn't eat everything, pack it up, and just eat it on the bus pretty much. You were allowed to eat on the bus as long as you weren't dirty, because they had like plastic garbage bags there, so you just throw like your garbage in there. So basically you have no reason to be dirty. If you eat, no problem, just don't leave a mess. I decided I wanted to go to Burger King, because at that time I hadn't really had Burger King in a while, and I was like, you know what, I'm really craving a burger. So I went there, and actually I don't remember exactly what I got, but I got a Whopper meal. And it was really delicious. It gave me like one or two Whoppers, some French fries, a drink. And I actually got to choose which size drink. And I chose a large for some reason. And that cup, because I'm looking at cups from like McDonald's, and like the large isn't that big. And then you get a large from like from Burger King. It is huge. It's like that big around. I swear. Or more. Well, my little fingers can't do this as well, but it's probably bigger than that, like than what I had just then, but it was huge anyways, and I was like, holy crap. And then I was a pig, and I got a Hershey's pie. Oh my god, that thing was delicious, just let me tell you that much. And I got, you know, obviously like my burger, I think I got 2 burgers, and some French fries and stuff like that, and then I got to go pick out my drink. I got that stuff. Took it over, they have like little tables there. They actually have like this whole section just of tables where you can go eat. They have garbage cans and stuff. So I actually had a couple people sit with me, and we sat there, we chatted, I ate some food, and then I decided I was going to go check out the little store they have over there again. And they have little keychains that have like names and stuff on it, and obviously like mine is very unique, so they didn't have mine on a keychain. I was fine with that, you know, I'm used to it. But I did find these little keychains that said I Heart NY. And obviously like I think they're like $2, $2, $3 bucks. Some of them I think were like $4 and $5. But obviously it's just because we're on the New York, New Jersey like border like area, you know what I mean? So obviously it's gonna be a little bit more. So yeah, well, I looked around there while we were still there, and I actually got one. I don't know where I put it though, or I would show you guys. But it's a little sandal, like flip-flop thing, and it says I Heart NY on it, and it's super cute. I think it only cost me like $2. I mean, for a little keychain, that does seem like a lot, but like I said, around that area, it's pretty cheap actually. And to get it from like a New York area was actually pretty cool too. So I got that, and then we're like looking around at some of the chips and stuff like that, and I had this one person, I hung out with her before on like a different trip. She kept asking me if I would buy her a keychain or something, because she went onto this trip. Apparently her father, or whoever, she kept saying her father, so I guess so, never gave her money. I don't know if she actually told him, hey, I need money or what, but apparently she was never given any. And she spent all of the money that was given to her for gift shops and food, so she kept wanting me to buy her a trinket. It was like, no. I mean, my parents told me it's my money, I can do what I want with it, but I don't feel the need in doing that, because she's done that to me before. I just want to put that out there. I'm usually pretty decent about that kind of stuff. Like, if you want a trinket or something like that, you don't have the money, I understand, like, it's memories. I will help you buy that kind of stuff. But this girl, I have, like, a history with her, because I've been on past trips with her, like I said, and she's the type who never brings any money and expects everybody else to pay for her food, for her trinkets, for everything, and it's just outrageous, you know, and I think it's just ridiculous that you don't bring money but you want to go on like these trips. So that's the only reason why I told her no. Otherwise I would have been nice, but like, yeah, it's your memories, of course I'll buy you something. But that's just the way she is. She never really buys anybody else anything because she never has any money, so she can't return the favor. And it's not so much of like returning the favor or returning the money, it's just the fact that every trip you go on, you never have any money, and that's ridiculous, you know. And so I just basically was like, no, you know, if it's like food or something, like she wanted a bag of chips, some candy, something like that, you know, like I don't mind because it's food. Like you need that kind of stuff to survive, but you don't need a trinket to like survive. You know what I mean? But she didn't want anything to do with like food or something. I guess she just wanted that, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. Just to, just to like be nice about it. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm not allowed to, or something like that, you know. And she's like, oh, okay, you know, like I didn't want to be mean to her and be like, no, I'm not going to, but like I was trying to be polite and tell her like, no, I like can't, you know. She understood. I actually felt bad about just getting a keychain, so I actually got a pack of gum, which is like Orbit gum. I don't remember, it's like $1 or $2, and I mean that's like what it costs like normally. So I got some of that and paid for it, and then we actually were leaving, so I left. I actually still have that gum too. It's been a few months. I know that sounds like disturbing, but I still do, and it's in my bag that way in case I need a piece to like get rid of like any kind of raunchy smell after I eat something for like lunch or something. So it's really cool. Yeah. And then we're on our way home. Everything's going great, everybody's relaxing, and then my phone is very low on battery. I put on the battery saver, and for some reason, my stupid portable charger that I had mentioned in the beginning of this video that I had brought with me decided it wasn't going to work. It would like work, and then I like move it just the slightest, and it would stop. I'd have to keep replugging it in for it to keep working, and it was just so complicated. And then we had the little charging booth right there next to us. Now I would have brought my like other charger if I would have realized that, but I didn't. And it didn't work. So basically what happened was I took it out of the thing, put the USB in there, plugged it into my phone, it didn't work. Well, there was actually one part where you could plug something into it, but my friend next to me, well, she wasn't like, we weren't like friends, we were just acquaintances, because I didn't really know her that well, honestly. Like, I don't want to be mean, like, I'm usually friends with like everybody, I just didn't really know her that well. So she was just sitting there, and she was actually using it for her phone, because I did have one for my tablet that I could have used for my phone, but there wasn't enough room. So I didn't end up getting to do that. And I was freaking out about it. My phone died. I was able to get it up a couple percent using Jimmy rigging my charger. And I managed to, because I was afraid, like, because this was a new phone, and I know my old phone, if my phone died, it would, like, still save everything, you know, like, all the pictures and everything. I panicked a little bit, because this was a new phone, I didn't know if it would do the same thing, and I actually like turned it on. I managed to go onto my pictures and it said 0 images / videos and then shut itself off. I flipped. I was like, what the fuck? I just spent all day taking, oh, that's my elbow, sorry guys. I just spent all day taking these pictures and these videos, and you're gonna tell me they all got deleted? Well, I actually went back on there after my phone charged up a little bit more, and I talked to my brother and he was like, no, it shouldn't delete on you. It's just like your old one, you know, if it dies, it's still going to keep everything on it. You just have to charge it to be able to, like, view those. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was actually able to keep it on for a few minutes that I was able to look, and all the pictures were still there. I was able to, like, contact my mom and dad and let them know, hey, I'm sorry I'm not really messaging you guys. I'm really tired, so I'm kind of in and out of sleep. And then also my phone is, like, very, very, low on charge. It's probably gonna die again, so I'm really sorry. And they're like, oh, no problem, you know, we understand, all that good stuff. And like I was having like a panic I'm not gonna say I was having a panic attack, because I wasn't, but I was on the verge of having one about my phone, because it was not working. Like, I was freaking out about it. I was about to cry. I was like so frustrated and overwhelmed, and I swear I was on the verge of having one. I didn't, as far as I know, but I was on the verge of having one, and that was not a pleasant experience. So if you've had panic attacks, I feel really sorry for you. Like, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm very sorry you've had those. Like, that sucks. So yeah, and everything was well, and then I fell asleep or whatever, and once we got closer to getting home, my teacher actually let me use her phone, and I called my parents. I was like half asleep, so I had to tell them like, I'm fine, I just sound like this because I'm like, I just woke up from a nap. And we got home and everything. We actually got dropped off at the high school, and like teacher and people like that waited till everybody was like leaving. Well, I told my parents around like 11:30 come pick me up. So that's around the time they came up, even though we got there at like 11 like 15-ish. I just stood there talking with people until they left. Then my parents showed up. We came home. I talked there for a few minutes. They went to bed. I stayed up taking pictures of my water bottle and my t-shirt, posting all kinds of pictures on Facebook about it after I charged my phone, obviously. And then, okay, computer, I understand. Thank you. My computer is like weird. But yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. And then at like 2 a.m. that night, I went to bed, even though I should have been earlier. It was just because like I was still so pumped from everything. And then like even today, I still talk my mom and dad's ear off about it, even my brothers. I'm so excited. I really want to go back there. I want to check out the MoMA and the Met again. Just the MoMA preferably when it's not a Friday night. And just really want to have time to be able to explore like Central Park, Times Square, just really popular areas of New York, because I heard they're really nice and really pretty, and I think that kind of stuff would be really cool. And I told my parents too, in the future I do want to take them with me, because I think it'd be really cool to bring them with me, you know? Be able to like go check things out and spend time together, and I think it would just be like really awesome. So, yeah. I'm going to be cutting off now. I'm going to put all of the pictures I took on here, so it's going to make the video probably over an hour, because I took like over 200 pictures. People are very surprised at the amount I took. Yeah, I took like 250 pictures. So, any that are like too blurry, I'm just going to cut out. Like, I'm not going to show them if they're too blurry. Videos, depending. I think I only took like 1 or 2. But I am going to be posting a ton of pictures here. Probably not, maybe not all of them, but like most of them I will be posting, so you guys can see them. Let me know what you think of this video, of my experience, of the pictures. And the pictures, just keep in mind, I did just start using my phone. It was a new phone, so I didn't really know how to use camera as well as I did the old one. But I have learned now, so it's great. So yeah, where have you guys traveled? What was the best place that you've traveled? Where did you have the most fun? If you haven't traveled yet, where do you want to travel? Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Love you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. Answer the question I just left you. Leave me a like and some comments. Don't forget to turn on the bell, that way you guys can see when I post new videos. And like I said, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. And hope you have a good day or night whenever you watch this. Bye!